So, I've got a brand new air rifle, and man, am I happy. Had to make a video about it. This is the Taipan Veteran Standard in 25 with the red laminated stock. So I thought I'd do a review on it. Never having made a review before, I thought I'd talk about the typical things, the stock, the ergonomics of it, the sound, whether it's loud, whether it's quiet, the trigger, and whether it's heavy or it's light. So, truth be told, this is my dream rifle. I've been lusting after this thing for like probably 5 years. So I'm absolutely thrilled. But I'm here to tell the truth that there was something wrong with it. If it didn't live up to my expectations, I would sure let you know. So, I'm finding this rifle so far to be absolutely impossible to describe. What's it sound like? I don't know. What, is it heavy? Is it light? I don't know. You know, what's the trigger like? I don't know. Well, we can't make a video like that, so I'm gonna try my best to describe these things. Let's start with the stock. I'm gonna start with the butt stock here. This got a rubber pad on the back, which I like, because it's not slippery when you put it up here. It sticks. But I notice when you hold it like this, it almost seems to hook itself right there. It's not sliding. So when I look at it, it has a natural curve in it like all of them do. But then when you get to the top, I think the word might be convex. It sort of bubbles out right here. You wouldn't notice it really looking at it, but when you feel it, you're like, it really seems to hook right there. So there's just a subtle bump right there that really makes it want to stick right there in your shoulder. So that's nice. So when looking at the stock, you know, I'm admiring everything on it, all these cutaways, the lamination, the stripes that you can see carrying through and all that. Right here, it has a great cutaway. If you rest your finger right there before you shoot, when you're getting set up, going through your fundamentals, everything's right. So when I'm looking at it after I take it out of the box, I'm like, this is everything I wanted. It's fantastic. You know, look at the stock. But then when I get to the front, it looks like maybe they just stopped whittling on it, you know, cut this edge down on an angle and said, well, let's call it good. Now, I would have thought maybe they would make this part a little rounder to fit your hand, maybe some super aggressive checkering, maybe some contour to it or something to make it easier to hold. But I figured out what the heck, you know, whatever it is, I'll make do with it. So it doesn't look ergonomic, but, you know, being a bullpup, if you're holding it and pointing it somewhere, even with a compact scope, a little lighter one, it's going to tend to rock a little bit. I have other bullpups, and that's what they do. But once you put your hand right here, laying it flat, it doesn't seem typical top heavy anymore. A tiny bit, but this thing just fits me. Now, I don't know about you, but shooting from like a sitting, a kneeling position or something, I'm horrible at it. Now, if I'm sitting here holding it, and, you know, if you're looking at the end of the barrel, you may say this guy's holding it pretty steady. But what I see when I'm doing it, when I look through the scope and I'm focusing on a bird or whatever, what I see is like this, like all over the place. I don't know if it's called a wobble zone or not, but that's what we'll call it today. Now, my other bullpups, yeah, it's tremendous like that. When I lay my hand down in this stock, I would say my wobble zone is reduced, I don't know, 50%, 70%, something. But it's a definite improvement on other designs. Now, being a Polak, maybe there's bricklayers in my lineage or genealogy or something. Maybe I'm meant to hold a brick, because that's what this looks like. But these astronomical engineers that developed this rifle, I believe they put a lot into shooting this thing, let's say freehand or offhand or whatever. So the stock is a hit. I mean, just out of the box, holding it, absolutely great. So next thing I'd like to talk about is this. I was thrilled when I got this, learning that there's some inside baffles in it, or silencer, whatever you want to call it, diffuser, a bunch of whatever. So I was really interested in knowing that I'm going to put a suppressor on the front anyway. It should be extra quiet. So I couldn't wait to take it out, shoot it, you know, and determine how loud or quiet it is. So I have taken it out. I've shot it maybe, I don't know, I put maybe 200, 250 rounds through it. And, you know, I talked to my wife, my coworkers, anybody too much about air rifles. So they're all asking me, you went out and shot it, is it quiet? And my answer was, well, I don't know. And they're like, how could you not know you went out and shot it? Honestly, I was so excited to take it out because I got it like Christmas, and you know, I'm not shooting anything below 40 degrees. So 3 months later, when I finally shot it, I just wanted to take shots and be happy with my new air rifle. Wasn't really paying attention to it. So when they're asking me, and I'm thinking, how am I going to explain this in a review? Is it quiet or not? Well, I don't know. So what I can say is this: I own a FX Dreamline, and I've been shooting that relentlessly for like 5 years. And what they say in the reviews is true. When you finally get that rifle tuned perfectly, you'll think something broke. When you fire a shot, it'll be so quiet, so sweet, that you'll think you've blown a seal, something went wrong, or your air leaked out, whatever. So anyway, I'm used to a 25 caliber rifle that is extremely quiet. So the fact that I don't notice the sound, or I haven't paid much attention to it, means it's probably as quiet or quieter than that one. I have shot some birds with it, and I have missed some birds with it, and they're not flying away, so they're not hearing it. So I'm here to tell you, it's got to be quiet. It's got to be. I'm 100% satisfied with that. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is the trigger. This is another impossible thing to describe, but we're going to try it. First rifle I got was a break barrel. We all know those triggers are terrible. Then I got a Hot Sound flash pup. And once I tried that, I'm like, yeah, this is a great trigger. You can adjust length of pull, the weight, the second stage, play with them, get them the way you want. Great trigger. So I thought, till I got the Dreamline. I didn't know what a fantastic or great or match grade trigger was. I was thrilled with that. Didn't touch it. However they sent it to me out of the box, beautiful. So now I don't claim to know how triggers work. I don't know anything about them. But in the Dreamline trigger, there is the tiniest bit of creep. And I don't blame the rifle or the manufacturer for that. As far as I know, I mean, when you pull the trigger, something has to move before it can release or fire. So my guess is you can adjust it all the way to the edge, but it's still going to have to move the tiniest bit for that trigger to release. Even if you got it hanging by a thread, if you pull the trigger very slowly, you have to feel something. You know, it has to be a tiny bit of movement. So knowing this is a bullpup and it has linkage that connects it, when I ordered this rifle, I didn't want to get my expectations too high because I thought it could not be better than the Dreamline. Like I said, I don't know how triggers work, but considering there's some linkage in there, there should be a little bit more play or a little bit more slop or whatever, creep, right? There would have to be something. The way I pull a trigger, part of my fundamentals is what I try to do. I try to take about 30 seconds to pull the trigger from the time I start even thinking about applying pressure to the time the gun goes off, I try to make it like 30 seconds. I am trying to pull a trigger as slow as humanly possible. It's never like that. Maybe it's 10 seconds, 5 seconds, I don't know. But I'm in that zone and I'm pulling it as slow as possible. I'm trying to pull a trigger like the minute hand on a clock. Not the one that jerks every minute, the one that moves, but you never see it move. I try to pull it that slow. So that's what I did with this one when I got it. You know, you pull the hammer back and you pull on it. Close your eyes, focus. I'm trying to, get acquainted with my new rifle. And I'm telling you, it may be impossible, but I don't feel the trigger move until the shot is gone, until the shot breaks. So it's like I think about putting pressure on it, then the shot breaks, and then I can proceed with my follow through. Someone that knows something about triggers may tell me that's impossible. I'm telling you, this is what my impressions are. Now, my Dreamline rifle, it was sent to me with a test card, the usual stuff. And I guess it had a trigger pull test, and I believe it was 9 ounces. Now, this one didn't come with that, but I saw 2 reviews on it, I think, where they did trigger pull tests. And I believe one was tested at maybe 4 ounces, one was 6, I think. So this may be what a 4-ounce trigger feels like. I don't know. But I'm telling you, with all the shots I've taken with it, you cannot pull a shot. I haven't. To me, it's impossible. We all know what we do it, how we do it. It's usually when we're working on a 5-shot group and 4 of them are great, right? And then we forget our fundamentals, we get excited, and we pull a little bit. There's no way to do that with this trigger because I'm telling you, it does not release until the shot is gone. I've never pulled a shot yet. So it's really impossible to describe, but I've been thinking about ways to do it. Now I've heard the Daystate Red Wolf, I think, the computer operated rifle, their trigger has been compared to a computer mouse. So I understand that, but with a computer mouse, there is a little bit of movement, a little bit of click, whatever, and I'm sure they're great. So in thinking of a way to describe this trigger to you guys without you pulling it, the only thing I can come up with is maybe I could call it like a touch screen trigger, like on your phone. Now I've never done it, but on your phone, you don't have to press it for your app to open. You just touch it. So this, imagine on your phone, maybe you can touch it so lightly that your app don't open. But all you have to do is just let the weight of your finger touch it a little more and then it opens. That's how I would describe this trigger. I'm not pulling it, I'm not squeezing it, it's not moving. And the shot goes and then it moves. Now maybe maybe it's a 4-ounce trigger. Maybe that's what a 4-ounce trigger is like. I don't know, but this thing is fantastic. So far, it's super quiet as far as I can tell, if I'd ever pay attention. The ergonomics of the stock, it just aids in my shooting tremendously. The trigger is out of this world. I'm never gonna touch it, try to adjust it. I don't even understand it, So out of the box so far, I'm absolutely thrilled. I mean, I've been dreaming about this rifle. To me, this is everything an air rifle should be. And upon taking it out of the box and holding it and checking it out and shooting it for the first couple times, it's just absolutely unbelievable. So I'm going to take a break right now and come back and tell you about the first time I took it out. I wasn't able to film that the first time, but we'll tell you how that went. And I was able to film a couple other times that I went out and shot it. And you'll see that there is some good, there is some bad, but then it went back to being real good again. I think I just had an off day. But the initial impressions on this rifle are absolutely fabulous. I couldn't ask for anything more. Taipan Veteran Standard. All right, everybody, it's time to move this one outside. Welcome to a place I like to call Outlaw Mountain. We have to hop over some railroad tracks to get there. And yes, we've looked both ways. Time to take the veteran outside and see what he can do. Okay, so we're back again at Outlaw Mountain here, continuing our testing of 3 best hunting pellets. The JSB Hades, the Polymag, and the NSA Slugs. Last time we were out here, we tested them at 60 yards. And this time we're going to be testing them at 85. I'm going to take a few shots to get zeroed in. And then we're going to shoot 3 5-shot groups, 1 of each. And we'll see how we do. So this is what the target looks like after I was shooting. The first shot I took after I cleaned the barrel over the chronograph was like 714. That's that one that came out so low, although I was aiming here. A little worried like something might have happened, but then I started shooting up here, and then I was relieved it was back up to 9 something or whatever. So those shots in the middle is when I was tuning it. It seemed to be tuned around 940, 946 or something. I backed off a hair. So then I tried the 3 best hunting pellets. The top left corner is the Hades. The first one that is here, I'm assuming it came out that crazy because I just, well, no, I didn't switch pellets. I really can't explain why that one was so far off. But you see the remaining 4 are pretty good. These were the Polymags. That's pretty good. And these were the NSA Slugs. So this is from a prone position at 60 yards. My main objective was to try to get the thing tuned and see how these various hunting pellets would perform. Let's say action.
Action.
All right, what we're going to try to do now is, one of the things that sold me on this rifle was watching shooter 1721 try out one of these gray laminate Taipans and shooting like 5 damn near in the same hole at 50. And anyway, it had remarkable accuracy. So we're going to try to emulate that with the pellet that did the best today, the Hades. And we're going to keep shooting over the chronograph so I can try to get an idea of what this regulator is set at. Right, so this was me shooting the Hades at 60 yards to see if I'd get lucky enough to emulate what that dude Rick did on his Taipan video. And as our friend Giles would say, I'm quite pleased with that. So we're shooting at about 946, and after those 8 or 10 shots or whatever, I finally went down to like 890 or something, so I'm obviously off the regulator, and I checked my pressure gauge and it was around 145, so I'm guessing that's what the regulator was set for on this rifle. All in all, we're calling this a good day. Alright, we just took a 5-shot group with the Hades. They look pretty good. Now we're going to try 5 with the Predator Polymags. .55. 954. A bird walked just by. You don't know how lucky he is. 959. $957. $958. Those are doing great. Okay, so we're out here at the beautiful Outlaw Mountain, place where I go and shoot. Trying the new tune on the rifle to see how well it did. And it did exceptional. I set this homemade target thing up. This golf ball on a piece of copper pipe. And I set myself up, I doubt if you will be able to see it. We'll walk over there. I set my rifle up 75 yards away and tried the poly mags and hit it on the first try, which hopefully my wife has got on the previous video. I'll show you how far it is. Hopefully it's not too boring. So it seems whatever pellet I load in this Taipan Veteran, it shoots great. It's shooting the poly mags. I hit a golf ball on my first try at 75 yards. We know it shoots the Hades well. One of the best groupings I got was from the NSA slugs. So I'm saying this new air rifle is a hit. Haven't really tuned for any particular pellet, but I bought this rifle for hunting, like maybe up to 85 yards or something. And it's doing great with, like I say, the Hades, the poly mags, and the slugs. So I'm definitely thrilled. Yeah, so here's where I'm set up at. Range finder. My wife way down there that was doing the filming. Yeah, you can't see the golf ball from here, but this rifle is an absolute hit. Looks good in the sun too, don't it? Let's get the other side. Ooh. Yeah, I'm definitely happy. We're interrupting your program because I'd like to say thank you to Anthony from Talon Tunes for selling me this air rifle. I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to call a business and not get some automated voice activated push 1, push 2, push something. Not only does a human being answer the phone, the owner answers the phone. He did me a solid, and he's a great guy that sells great rifles, and I highly recommend you buy your rifles from him. Tony, thanks a lot, man. We're out here today at the Illinois State Rifle Association in Bonnfield, Illinois. Came out here to do some tuning. Ended up at 924 feet per second with a pretty low standard deviation. So I thought I'd try out this sampler pack of JTS pellets at 50 yards. They didn't really seem to do so good, so I went back to the Hades, which always does good in this rifle. And this is the group I got. This is a 5-shot group. I'll go get my tape measure so we can take a closer look at this and see what we really got. Yeah, I don't know, man. What more could you possibly want?
Yeah.
One shot, wasn't it? 58 yards. Predator Polymag. Taipan Veteran Standard. I think I found my rifle. Okay, in case any of you were wondering about those background noises in the beginning of the video, thought I would show you better than I could tell you. His name is Tuco. Well-known bandit and thief. So to wrap this video up, I thought I'd put it to you like this. Taipan Veteran Standard, defining the impossible. Drop the mic, roll the credits.